So apparently, someone fucking like did something, and someone fucking the wrong person heard about it. So we get to fucking like hear the fucking like a sub story of someone who fucked up in the gaming industry this time. Let's check it out. What the fuck? How how did someone like is about to fucking make me lose any hope for like any fucking viable future for myself and for everyone else?
12 months, a Eurogamer reviewer has apparently been haunted by the 5-star review that he gave to Dragon Age The Veilguard. His words are, "It plagues me." His review called it the best Dragon Age and the best BioWare game he's ever played. 5 out of 5, a perfect score, a masterpiece. 1 year later, he admits he doesn't think it's a 5-star game, doesn't think it's BioWare's best, says it's been haunting him for the last 12 months. Yet the score's still up, still there, still misleading people. But it gets worse. The same week that article dropped, the Grammys announced their best video game soundtrack nominations. Star Wars Outlaws made the list, so did Avatar and Indiana Jones. Guess what didn't? Claire Obscure Expedition 33, one of 2025's highest rated games, arguably Game of the Year for most. 5 million copies sold.
Okay, I will go into that for real. I know that like these days like the gaming journal video game journalism industry is actually like something that is questionable within like even like is like it's fucking like existence to this point. Like, to be fair, like it's revolting, unless it's been like since you fucking heard about like the video game industry. You can make like, I guess like to me, like the video game the journal video game journalism has become quite like it's so bad that like it will offer motivation to actually for people to actually seek for like a second opinion that will be from actual content creators. And so basically they do, by working badly, they do promotion to us content creators. So I think that like overall what he's about to say is absolutely like awful, right? And but at the same time it's like, yeah, but all these people, they fucking see that, and then they hear about like one story too much, and then they fucking like turn to people, turn to content creators rather than fucking video game journalists, and we get to have like we get to be rewarded with better platforms because we actually like to do fulfill the promises that like they do. So I guess it's a good thing. I guess it's a good thing. Like bad journalism means uh journalists without a platform can do good journalism, pretty much.
Number 1 on the Billboard classical chart for 10 weeks. One of the best game soundtracks in a decade. Got nothing, not even a mention. Same week, same industry, same broken machine that decides what you're supposed to play. And if you're still trusting these people, then listen up. Dragon Age The Veilguard scored an 84 critic score on Metacritic. User score of 3.9. Says it all. We all know.
Here's the thing: user score better than the critic score. And I think that like I think that the reason is that like people are overprotecting, right? So this guy is actually like not someone that is completely like offended. It's just like protective of gamers, you know. And I think that like because of that, like, but at the same time, like the gamers in general, like, they're not stupid people, and like the fucking gamer reviews and gamer score is has way much more value to them than anything else.
know the reason why by now without even mentioning this thing. The game went through multiple reboots over 11 years, nearly became a live service game, had to be rescued by a Mass Effect team sent in to salvage what was left. The development was a mess, the writing was even worse somehow, the game showed it. But sure, 5 stars, BioWare's best game ever according to this guy. Now 12 months later he admits, I don't think it's a 5-star game, says that when asked if he'd score it differently.
And this is like kind of like the thing where it's like when you actually like do like honestly try to do your best, right? Like, dude, can you believe that like this dude like did one review? I do reviews all the time for like made games, video games, anime, and what's that? Well, and it's like 12 months later, and it's like, do you know what how fucking long 12 months is within like the gaming industry? In 12 months, like, this is like a lifetime, and it's like 12 months later, oh my fucking god, dude, get over it. That's why you don't fucking like, well, I guess like maybe you fucking like change, or but like I'm just like, you know, what the fuck gives a fuck about like a fucking random review 12 months later? Just one dude that actually like was dishonest, but technically like the dude is not even like too much to shame, because like they have to fucking like give something back to the people that actually pays them, right? Well, at the same time, it's just like, what the fuck as like a fucking like regret fucking sub story about one review 12 months later. One. Like, it's such a drama. Like, like, is this K-drama? Like, did like video game journalism evolve to the point where like we're like living, you know, like watching like Korean drama like unfold? I don't know, but it sounds like K-drama. Now I'm like, okay, if I tell myself this is I'm watching some K-drama, it makes sense.
Now he said, yes, I would. Probably land on 4 stars now. Probably 4 stars, maybe, but he's not sure. What he is sure about is it's haunted him, plagues him, been thinking about it for 12 months. Poor bloke, 12 months of torment. Still won't change the score though, because apparently Eurogamer's policy is reviews are a snapshot in time. You can't alter them, not something they do. And of course they don't, right? It's a convenient policy when your snapshot's bordering on a lie. They could add an editor's note, a correction, something that says they got this wrong. But no, the 5-star review sits there still recommending the game, still calling it BioWare's best, still misleading people who stumble across it looking for guidance. So why'd he give it 5 stars in the first place? Because the system's designed to produce exactly this result. Publishers fly critics to preview events months before release, controlled environments, curated slices of the game. These journalists then leave and say that it's worth the wait, and of course they do, they have to. Then the review codes drop, massive RPGs, days to hit the embargo date, race to publish first because being first means traffic and traffic means money. You play the game, you write it, you score it, you move on as quickly as possible. And if the game's got problems that only show up after a dozen hours or in the real world conditions that we actually experience, they miss them, or they don't have time to think about them, or they just ignore them. Either way, the embargo doesn't wait. The system produced a 5-star review for a game that's now haunting the bloke that wrote it. The system is working exactly as it's intended. He didn't take a bribe, he just did exactly what the machine's designed to make him do, and now he's plagued by it. Just not plagued enough to actually fix it. But if you think that's just another example of games...
Yeah, but technically the problem is that, like, it's a space shack and it doesn't like do as he wants. It's like, this is kind of like the thing about like gaming journalism, where it's like it's in between. Everyone hates him, but but you know what? You know, in this industry, what's good to have a fucking like stable income, and so everyone hates them. Oh yeah, but like they like a stable income and being able to even like talk about video games in general, you know, like as a job. They have like they are forced quotas and like forced to do stuff. Yeah, but like at least like they're passionate as well. It's just that like you cannot like break this mold like this easily. I guess you need like a lot of personality, or like find a corporate that is not too pesky about like these type of things, right?
Media being terrible at their jobs. It gets worse. In the same week, the Grammys announced their 2026 video games.
I cannot believe that fucking Avatar still exists. Like this stuff. Like I remember that. Like I don't remember much about my life when I fucking like heard about this movie. Right? It's like it's still on my fucking god.
Soundtrack nominations. Avatar Frontiers of Pandora made the list, so did Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, so did Star Wars Outlaws. Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, you know, the greatest soundtrack in the last 20 years got nothing, not even a mention. When was the last time you heard someone mention Avatar's soundtrack, or Indiana Jones's, or Star Wars Outlaws? Go on any social media right now
Who the fuck talks about like soundtracks anyway?
and try to find anyone talking about those soundtracks. They literally don't exist in the conversation whatsoever. Now search Clair Obscur and you'll find thousands of people calling it one of the best game soundtracks in years. It hit #1 on the Billboard Classical chart. It stayed there for 10 weeks. The game sold 5 million copies, had no massive marketing budget, just a small French studio that made something people actually loved. It's one of 2025's highest rated games, arguably one of the best RPGs of this millennium, a genuine phenomenon. And the Grammys ignored it completely. Meanwhile, massive AAA games that literally nobody is talking about get the nominations. Even the people who were nominated know it's a robbery. Austin Wintory, the composer nominated for his work on Sword of the Sea, said he was sad at the lack of Expedition 33 and said he'd happily trade places. A nominee openly saying that the game that got snubbed deserved it more than he did. So why did it happen? It happened for the same reason that Eurogamer gave Veilguard 5 stars. Visibility over value. Sandfall Interactive is a small studio. No lobbying power, no industry clout, no ad spend at the Grammy voting events. Meanwhile, EA, Ubisoft, Disney, they've got the big budgets, the sponsors, the connections. Awards aren't about what's best, they're about who's loudest. The most visible, who pays, who you know, who you owe. Both of these examples are part of the same broken system. So keep this in mind, because if you're still reading day one reviews from these places, you're being lied to. But most of us worked that out years ago. The trust is gone now and it's not coming back, which makes what's happening with indie games even more impressive. When a game like Clair Obscur sells 5 million copies, it wasn't just handed that success. There were no fancy events, no awards considerations, no media access machines churning out hype. It took the hard route. When Silksong launched and hit almost 600,000 concurrent players on Steam, 587,000 to be exact, breaking records, crashing storefronts, it did that based on one thing: trust in Team Cherry. 7 years of waiting, no over-the-top marketing campaigns, no lies, just a studio that delivered the first time and earned the belief and the trust that they'd do it again. That's what makes these successes so insane. They did it without the machine, completely separate of it. They weren't just handed a free pass, just quality and honesty. That's all that matters, and the contrast couldn't be clearer. But here's the uncomfortable bit. The system hasn't changed, and it likely never will, because that would mean admitting they've been misleading us for decades. Eurogamer's 5-star review is still up.
Yeah, but like it's not a conspiracy. It's just about like poor, like the fact that like people do not understand or fucking like people working in this industry need paychecks, right? Need to be paid, right? And they're happy to, like, they're not like these underground fucking like people like us that are able to fucking like live and die of like fucking pretty much nothing, right? And they got lucky as well. But at the same time, like, people tend to forget what the fuck is corporate. When you live in the corporate world, you do not get the same fucking choices, choices tree, right? It's same fucking choices in life if you do not, as if you do not work in corporate. Corporate is vile, but it is stable. And like may it be like AAA, like big studios, like industry leaders, or like I prefer to call it corporate. Basically, like these people, it's not like they're misleading or not. It's just like corporate can run this type of like this type of like agenda for however long you need, however long you want, and the people in it, well, they fucking like do as people wishes. And usually it's actually like, it's not even like, because like it's basically it's what's going on when in the gaming journalism industry. It's called lobbying. You don't believe me? It's just people who pay for their own promotion and they fucking do lobbying. And it's not that bad. Like, it's just that, like, from there, it's basically like they sponsor themselves and it works, and they get like they pay the big platforms. They will not admit it, but it's pretty much lobbying, right? You can see like if you understand where the money comes from and what he just said, right? Like lobbying is the reason why you do not like your gaming journalist, but lobbying is what preserves your gaming journalists from like a paycheck that is not a stable paycheck. So is this bad? We do live in a society, yeah. We do live in a society that's corrupted. So I guess
And that
maybe I'm wrong. You know, like don't take my word for that. Like maybe I'm completely wrong.
won't change. The Grammys still gave nominations to games nobody's talking about. Nothing's different on their end. What's different is us. We've stopped believing them, and slowly that's starting to matter more than an 8 out of 10 IGN review score ever did. Eurogamer's reviewer backtracking is something, I suppose. At least he's honest about getting it wrong. That's more than most will ever admit. But the score is still up, the review's still misleading people, and Eurogamer's policy means it will stay that way forever. So what's that honesty really worth? Precisely zero. The system still rewards being a good boy. The awards still reward their industry friends. Critics still chase access over honesty. The
Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, it's fine. Let the fucking like people that fucking like
still chase sponsors. We can't fix that.
who cares about like a fucking Grammy nomination or like or like a fucking like a medal in a world, but it's like, you know, like Claire Obscure, like what he said. Pretty sure that like these people do not give a fuck after like the fucking like surprise they got of being like so successful with the game. Like one Grammy, one less fucking like medal to add after the whole the fucking surprise that they did to the gaming industry and the fucking like well, how gamers reacted. Like I'm pretty sure that even them, they don't really care about like what happened, you know. Like just so you know, I'm pretty sure that these people, they do not really fucking cry too much about it as well. You know, even the people that are concerned.
But we can stop listening to it. Stop clicking their day one reviews. Stop reading their AI generated tip guides. Stop watching award ceremonies that nominate Star Wars Outlaws and ignore the games people actually loved. They don't deserve your attention. They don't represent us.
Yeah, it is true, but at the same time, accessibility will always prevail over do you know how much like I'm knowledgeable about video games? Probably more knowledgeable than you, right? Do you know how much knowledgeable I am about like the video game industry? Probably more knowledgeable than you. Do you know how accessible it is to find me and to actually like me and to actually like, because I have a non-standardized platform and like basically like I have like problem like saying fuck and the fact that like I'm a fucking simp to fucking waifus, right? Do you understand like accessibility is actually like the reason why some people do not actually like get do get the fucking like will choose gaming journalism over people like me, or even like people more standardized, right? Like that are within like social norms and that are more ordinary than like some of the, but like at the same time, like people like Charlie, like Penguin Zoo, or like Asmongold get to have a voice. Like it's complicated, but like basically like people will always choose choose the fucking like politically correct type of like reviewing type of platform over the non-politically correct, because not everyone is a fucking degenerate, and this is kind of like, yeah, they don't represent, yeah, but like at the same time, like God fucking damn it, like some people that do not live in this like fucking like dark world where it's like some people just fucking like they take the pill that like accept the answer that accept the fucking like platform that like is promoted, and they go on with their lives. You get me? Like I feel like I'm not I feel like I'm getting mad for nothing, but like I think like there's like a double like idea about like this stuff where it's like I agree but like I disagree, and at the same time it's like what gives a fuck anyway about like I get them a review like you go on Steam and you know if it's under 4 star, 4 stars, no one fucking buy it. If it's under like 4 stars, like usually the fucking game is a flop and everyone knows it, right?
They've spent years proving they don't care. Support the developers who are honest with you, the ones who deliver what they promise, the independent voices who don't need access or rewards to tell you the truth. People like me, hit subscribe. It's up to us to decide what's real and what's just smoke and mirrors designed to keep share prices as high as possible. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate you. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, a comment, and
I think that like thank you so much Vyrah and Joystick for like the video. I think that like this person is actually like just protective of people that are like consuming this media, and I respect his point of view for that. I think that like is not completely right about everything, but I think that like the idea where like the reason why he is actually offended, and actually the reason why he is actually mad about like what's going on is a good reason. So for that I'll respect it, and I think that like this was like something that like actually is useful and actually like promotes makes a platform that we all that we like better, just because of like the reasons of why he did this, right?